Welcome to the Caribbean Edge Kids. So excited to have you on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. We do have some readers for you today, and we welcome to story time Miss Elizabeth, who is only 5 years old. Welcome, Miss Elizabeth. How are you today? Good. And we have Alandre joining us as well, who is 8 years old. Welcome. Oh, the bold move. Welcome, Alandre, as well. And we also have the beautiful Mia-Jade. Welcome to the Caribbean Edge Kids. My name is Dawn Wilson. You're welcome, sweetie. And we also have Aunty Sophie, who is going to be reading a Nancy story for us all today. So welcome, everyone. I understand this week everyone is back to school. So Elizabeth, let's start with you. How is back to school going?
Okay.
Going okay, good. And you have a trophy with you. What's that trophy for?
Dance.
For dance? Nice. So congratulations. So what do you want to be when you grow up?
Everything.
Huh? I know from talking to your parents that you want to be a teacher when you grow up and a professional dancer. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right.
I know we have your parents to thank today, Samika, correct? Samika and Julian Thompson. Tell us about your little brother. What's his name?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel? Oh, and how old is Nathaniel?
4.
He's 4 years old. That's beautiful. So we're gonna go over to Alandre over there, our 8-year-old reader. Hi, Alandre, tell us about yourself. What do you wanna do when you grow up?
A paleontologist.
Wow, so how did you get involved in that? Why?
I just liked dinosaurs when I was born.
Okay, so do you have a collection going or anything yet?
Maybe.
Man of mystery.
So you were talking to us behind the scenes, and I know from your parents, who are Andre and Renee Fraser, that you do like animals, science, reading, swimming, karate, and chess, right?
Yes.
So you keep pretty busy.
Maybe one
Maybe.
of most of them.
Okay, so it sounds like we have to get you some more stuff if you're not that busy then. Yeah, okay. And we have Mia-Jade. Welcome, Mia-Jade, to the Caribbean Edge Kids. And I know your parents are Latoya Swavey and Kevin Barnett. So we thank them for giving you to us for a little bit to share your reading capabilities with us. How are you today, Miss Mia?
I'm fine, Auntie Dawn.
Good. So tell us about yourself. What do you like?
I like dancing, singing, and I like swimming.
Ah, and gymnastics?
Yes, Auntie Dawn.
Good. Okay, so nice to have you on the Caribbean Edge Kids. Welcome, everybody. And Aunty Sophie, what a beautiful lineup today.
I know, I know. I'm excited to hear them read.
And funny enough, like you, Mia Jade, you have my daughter's first name, Jade, and Elizabeth has her middle name. So my daughter is Jade Elizabeth. What a coincidence.
Look at that.
So we're going to start with our 5-year-old reader, Miss Elizabeth. And we know you like cupcakes and painting. So do you have anything to show us today? Elizabeth? I think she's, there we go. So that is Elizabeth's artwork. Beautiful job.
Okay. Lovely.
And she's showing her book today. What's the name of your book?
What's the name of your book?
I'm a big sister.
Okay. And who is the author of your book?
Young Randall.
Okay. You ready to read for us?
Yeah.
Can we see the picture of her book, Auntie Dawn? The front, can I see the picture of the cover of the book?
Sister.
Thank you. Let me see that. Okay. Wonderful.
I'm a big sister.
Wonderful. Okay. Here we go.
Ellie used to be mommy's and daddy's little girl, but then the new baby came, and now Ellie was a big sister. Everybody made a big fuss of the new baby. Baby so little. Auntie Molly said, "Isn't it lovely to be a big sister?" "Yes," said Ellie, but sometimes she also wished she could be a little again like baby. When baby's diaper needed changing, Ellie asked Mommy, "Did I wear a diaper too?" Mommy smiled. "Yes, you did, Ellie, but now you're too grown up for diapers. Big sisters wear underpants. Yours is pretty with flowers on them, and I can put them on myself, and Ellie, that's right," said Mommy. "Baby still needs lots of help, not like you." "That I help change baby's diaper?" Ellie asked. "Of course," said Mom. "Thank you. Baby's very lucky to have big sister who helps." But Ellie still thought it might be fun to be as little as baby. When Daddy got the baby's bottle ready, Ellie asked, "Did I have a dinner and a bottle too?" Daddy smiled. "Yes, Ollie," he said, "but now you're too grown up for a bottle. Big sisters eat sandwiches and drink milk from a cup, and I can eat and drink all by myself," said Ellie. "Of course you can, and Daddy baby still needs lots of help, not like you." the park, Ali saw the ice cream truck. Will you buy an ice cream cone for baby? She asked Mommy. No. Ali said, Mommy, baby's too little for ice cream. But her big sister isn't. What flavor would you like? Chocolate and Ali. Thank you. Ali looked at baby and baby smiled at her. Ali smiled too. I'm glad we have a baby, she told Mommy. I get to help and share and push the stroller. And I get to have skin too. Being a big sister is and that best. Oh, no, I don't have any pages. That's us.
Oh, the end.
So thank you, Elizabeth. And she's only 5 years old, a beautiful 5-year-old. We're so glad to have you on reading for the Caribbean Edge Kids as you motivate other young girls to read as well. So you're doing a lot of amazing things, reading and everything else, baking your cupcakes and your painting. So thank you.
And her dancing, Auntie Dawn, her recitals.
Beautiful. So we're going to have some of the other kids read for us today. So we're going to move over to Alandre and see what he has in store for us. Welcome, Alandre. What book are you reading for us today?
Good afternoon, Auntie Dawn. Good afternoon, Sophia.
Yes, good afternoon.
I am 9 years old, and my name is Alandre Frazer.
I'm gonna turn it up. Sit down, sit down. Sit down, baby. I'm gonna turn it up for you.
Go ahead, Alandre.
And today I will be reading. Have you filled a bucket today? By Carol McLeod. All day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket. You can't see it, but it's there. You have a bucket. Each member of your family has a bucket. Your grandparents, friends, and neighbors all have buckets. Everyone carries an invisible bucket. Your bucket has one purpose only. Its purpose is to hold your good thoughts and good feelings about yourself. You feel happy and good when your bucket is full. And you feel sad and lonely when your bucket is empty. Other people feel the same way too. They're happy when their buckets are full, and they're sad when their buckets are empty. It's great to have a full bucket, and this is how it works. Other people can fill your bucket, and you can fill theirs. You can fill your own bucket too. So how do you fill a bucket? You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you give someone a smile. That's being a bucket filler. A bucket filler is a loving, caring person who says and does nice things to make others feel special. When you treat others with kindness and respect, you fill their bucket. But you can also dip into a bucket and take out some good feelings. You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even when you ignore someone. Bullying is bucket dipping. When you hurt others, you dip into their bucket. You will dip into your own bucket too. Many people who dip have an empty bucket. They may think they can fill their own bucket by dipping into someone else's, but that will never work. You never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's. But guess what? When you fill someone's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. You feel good when you help others. All day long, we are either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets by what we say and what we do. Try to fill a bucket and see what happens. You love your mom and dad? Why not tell them you love them? You can even tell them why. Your caring words will fill their buckets with joy. Watch for smiles to light up their faces. You will feel like smiling too. A smile is a good clue that you have filled a bucket. If you practice, you'll become a great bucket filler. Just remember that everyone carries an invisible bucket, and think of what you can say or do to fill it. So why not decide to be a bucket filler today and every day? To start each day by saying to yourself, I'm going to do something to fill someone's bucket today. And at the end of each day, ask yourself, did I fill a bucket today? Yes, I did. And that's the life of a bucket filler. And that's you.
The end.
I absolutely love that story. How about you, Auntie Sophie?
I love it. What a message for today. May I see the picture of the cover of that book? So, may I see that?
Yeah, it's a beautiful story about filling buckets. And then we understand your background as well. Filling buckets with love, kindness, a smile, and respect for others. And then if you do something not so good in those categories like bullying or disrespecting someone, then you're emptying your bucket. So it's better to live every day by filling everyone else's bucket. What a beautiful message to other kids. That's a perfect story.
For today's Sunday. Wonderful. Storm on in.
I love that book, Alandre. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mia-Jade, and we're going to talk a little bit to all of you guys because we want to know how excited you are to help us speak some Patwa today. Okay, so
Yes, Auntie Dawn.
so Mia-Jade, tell us who you are, what you like, and what book you have for us today.
Hi, I'm Mia-JadeBennett and I'm 8 years old. I like to dance, sing, and swim, and do gymnastics. My favorite subjects are math, science, and art. I would like to become a dentist or a dancer when I grow up. The book I will be reading is Thelma the Unicorn. Thelma the Unicorn by Aaron Babley. Thelma felt a little sad.
In fact, she felt forlorn. You see, she wished with all her heart to be a unicorn. Her best friend's name was Otis. He liked her quite a lot. He said, "You're perfect as you are." But Thelma said, "I'm not." And that was when she saw it, a carrot on the ground. It gave her such a great idea, she squealed and jumped around. She took that simple carrot and she tied it to her nose. "I'll say that I'm a unicorn. It might just work. Who knows?" Well, as she did, a truck drove by. The driver rubbed his eyes. "Good grief, is that a unicorn?" he shrieked in great surprise. As Thelma watched the swerving truck, it very nearly hit her. Would you believe that truck was filled with nice pink paint and glitter? Oh, Thelma looked amazing. She was a unicorn. "I'm special now," she cried out loud. And so a star was born. All across the whole wide world, her fans would cheer her name. Thelma loved it, every bit. The fame, the fame, the fame. Thelma was a superstar. Her dreams had all come true. But soon she found that so much fame was kind of tricky too. You see, her fans were mad for her. They'd scream and cry and laugh. They'd chase her everywhere she went to get her autograph. In fact, they'd chase her all day long. It never, ever stopped. They'd chase her while she exercised. They'd chase her while she shopped. "Please don't chase me anymore," she asked the screaming crowd. "We'll chase you all we want," they said. "We're fans, so it's allowed." And some were not her fans at all. No, some were really mean. And some just did the meanest things she'd really ever seen. So one dark night, she felt quite sad. This famous little pony, she said, "I thought I'd feel great, but all I feel is lonely." And so with that, she changed her mind. This lonely unicorn, she cleaned off all her sparkles. She ditched her magic horn. And she walked right past the crowd. They didn't even notice. She thought how nice it would be to see her lovely Otis. And when he asked about her trip beneath their favorite tree, she simply said, "Oh, it was fun, but I'd rather be me." The end. The moral of the story is to love who you are.
Wonderful.
I love it. What a beautiful story. Wow. And it's so perfect.
Thank you.
And you're an awesome reader. Wow. Thank you for that. We do have to be ourselves
You're
because
welcome.
we no one else. So very important messages from all of you, all our three readers today. So before we get into Aunty Sophie, let's say everyone tell us, we'll start with Elizabeth. Where are you from? Where are your parents from, Elizabeth?
Jamaica.
Jamaica. And Alandre? Where are your parents from, Alandre?
They're from Jamaica and I'm a Jamaican.
You're a Jamaican, beautiful. And Mia-Jade?
My parents are from Jamaica.
Okay, so who knows any Patwa? Just put up your hand. Who knows Patwa? Okay, so tell us something, Mia Jade, what you know in Patois. Talk to me.
Okay, Auntie Sophie. Me ear say, Caribbean edge a go on with things.
I love it. The things turn up. Thank you. Alandre. Oh, he's excited. What you have to tell us, Alandre?
Enough respect, Caribbean Edge.
Shut, nothing. I love it. So you guys have to know that we are having a Patois challenge because we want other little kids to understand and learn our beautiful dialect. Elizabeth, you have any Patois for us? Wagwan. There you go.
Wagwan.
Guys, so we're having a Patois challenge. We have a lot in store with the Caribbean Edge kids because our kids are exciting. They're the future. So you guys are helping and motivating and educating other young kids just like yourselves to tune in to see you read. So I want to see all your artwork, everything that you're doing as you continue as part of the Caribbean Edge Kids family, okay? So let's go into story time, one of my favorite times, learning Anansi stories from Aunty Sophie. We're ready?
Yes, ma'am. And thank you, readers, for setting the stage for me. I guess it's a hard act to follow, right? Thank you so much for sharing with us. And parents, we appreciate you. And thank you for encouraging the children to read, read, and read. So here we go, right into my Anansi story. If you are, as you said, from Jamaican parents, you must know a little bit about Anansi because that is one of the characters we as Jamaicans grew up on. We actually heard stories about Anansi for most of our lives. So here we are. Anansi is a part of the African folklore. Yes, he's a popular character in many regions of Africa and is known by many names. He is a trickster. Yes, and someone who tries to trick others, but often find himself trapped in his own web. Anansi and the Wisdom Pot is my story for today. This will tell us how wisdom came to the earth. So Anansi the spider lived in the jungles of Africa. It was the time when animals could talk to the humans. He was very clever and could outwit many different people. He knew in his heart of hearts that he did not have very much wisdom, and this bothered Anansi a great deal. One day, he had a clever thought. I know, he mused, I can get all the wisdom from the village people, and I will put it in a pot. I will be very wise indeed. In fact, I would be the wisest of all. So he set out to find a suitable pot and then began his journey to collect the village's wisdom. He went from door to door asking, "All wise people of the village, give me some alms of wisdom. Be generous, be generous." The people chuckled at poor Anansi, for they knew that he was always in for some trouble. Each put a bit of wisdom in his pot, saying, "May God bless you with lots of wisdom, Anansi," and wished him well on his search. Soon Anansi's pot was overflowing with wisdom, and he could hold no more. He jiggled and jigged on his 6 legs, heart dancing with joy, exclaiming, "I am certainly the wisest person in the world now! Ha, 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 ha!" But wait, he suddenly stopped as the thought flashed in his tricky brain. I must hide my wisdom in a good hiding place, or else I may lose it. He now needed to find a place to store it. He looked around and spotted a tall, tall tree. "Aha," he said to himself, "if I could hide my wisdom high in that tree, I would never have to worry about someone stealing it from me. So Anansi set out to climb the towering tree. He first took a cloth band and tied it around his waist. Then he tied the heavy pot to the front of his belly. As he began to climb, however, the pot full of wisdom kept getting in the way. He tried and tried, but could not make progress around it. Just then, Anansi's youngest son walked by and saw his father struggling with the pot. "What are you doing, father?" asked the little spider. "I am climbing this tree with my pot full of wisdom," Anansi replied solemnly. "But father," said the son, "it would be much easier if you tied the pot at your back than in front." Anansi sat there stunned, silence, and then shouted, "It's time for you to go home." So the son skipped down the path and disappeared. Anansi moved the pot from the back and climbed the tree with no problems at all. When he had reached the top, he vented out, "I walked all over and collected so much wisdom, yet my baby son thinks he's wiser than me. Take back your wisdom." He lifted the pot high over his head and threw it on the ground. The pot crashed on the ground and the wisdom blew far and wide all over the earth. And from that day till today, wisdom was spread all over the world. The end. Jack Mandora, me no choose none. So it is.
Thank you. Did you guys enjoy Auntie's story and Aunty Sophie's and Nancy's story? Yes.
Auntie Dawn.
Good. So now we have all this wisdom spread all over the world, right?
Yes. That's all our readers.
Yes. So we do, you young minds, you young children go to Bethlehem Junior Academy in preschool. So we want to thank them as our sponsor for the show. We understand you guys are back in school. So keep those minds going, learning, and of course, challenging yourself and other little kids. And tell us anything you want your viewers to hear from you today. We'll start with Elizabeth. Elizabeth, anything you want to say to the viewers today before you say bye-bye?
Keep reading.
Keep reading.
Well, we appreciate you coming on today. Keep baking those cupcakes and your artwork and obviously reading. And Alandre, excited. Alandre, what do you have to say to your viewers today?
Behave and be nice to each other.
Oh.
And put good things in the bucket, right?
Keep filling that bucket. I love that story. I'm going to remember that story. I'm certainly remembering your personality. And Mia-Jade, I love your name. I love your story. What would you like to say to your viewers today?
Social distance, be safe, and wear your mask.
Oh, absolutely. Safety is key. Your health is key. You guys are bright, amazing young stars, and we certainly appreciate you being part of the Caribbean Edge Kids family. Aunty Sophie, what do you have to say to our viewers and our readers today?
Well, I am so excited that these readers joined us today, and I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you so much for sharing the story about the big sister, Elizabeth. It's so good to be a big sister. And I was so proud of you reading those big words like sandwich. That's not an easy word for a 5-year-old, but you did very well. And of course, Alandre, thank you so much for sharing with us words of wisdom. We appreciate that, filling up your bucket. And of course, Miss Mia-Jade, thank you so much for telling us to appreciate who we are. We don't need to put on any airs or any false pretenses. Just be who you are, and that will make you so much happier. Thank you, parents, for sharing your children with us. Thank you, listeners, for watching, and viewers, of course. Thank you so much. And keep reading. Yay, yay.
Week and subscribe to us on YouTube. There's stories on there you haven't seen yet. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to the Caribbean Edge Kids.
Adios.
Walk good.
One love.